For the people that are inactive, we really needed to make sure that we had a face for them to kind of connect with and come in and give them that support and confidence on a one-to-one level.
I think the social aspect is important because it makes people feel like they're not alone, so that the people they are there with are in the exact same situation. So there's a bit of camaraderie there for a start. And then when we do the classes, there's banter, it's fun, it's not exercise like you perceive exercise to be. There's a bit of chat, there's a bit of fun, there's a bit of teasing, and it makes them feel a lot more like they belong. So I think that's got a huge importance to it.
One of the really important parts of people's participation and what really kind of keeps people coming back or gets them started in the first place is the social interaction. A lot of the time people coming into projects say, I'm coming because I want to meet friends or I want to build confidence. It's not always about being physically active. So it is really important right from that first day that they feel that they can make a connection with their supervisor or instructor or activity leader. So just having a sit down with somebody to welcome them into the programme, taking the time to introduce them to the other people in the group as well, and encouraging teas and coffees at the end of sessions are always really key, vital ones.
Come to they go, you've changed my life, and I go, but I'm just being me. All I'm doing is I'm just being general, keeping you, being nice, relaxed, understand where you're coming from, you want the help, I'm going to give you the help, and it's all about we changes. So if you come and say, I'm not really up to the gym today, well, you fancy going for a walk? Everything's dynamic risk assessed, so we just take a nice wee walk all across down here, perfect, so we'll go down the glen, we'll go down the park, have a wee walk and talk, and just relax, and they tend to go, I feel great, because even that walk is exercise, the endorphins have been released, they feel better, they go home, have a great day, and I feel better because I've done something for them rather than them sitting in the house doing nothing.
I think creating the environment is down to Craig on his one-to-one consultation, finding out what the person's likes, dislikes are, what their barriers are, and then he'll work with them to try and overcome them. So if it's been around large groups, he will make sure it's a quiet, private space that they'll do their physical activity in, which might be out walking outside. Equally, it might be in a studio just with the two of them doing some basic exercises.
She's created a really warm social environment where it's important to come in and have a chat and have a cup of tea, but also gets them involved in cycling from beginner level right through to pushing themselves that little bit more.
I think you have to be thoughtful of the journey from the reception desk to the studio. If you're not used to coming into that environment, you have to make sure that's the first step, that you maybe meet them at reception and bring them through a couple of times so they know where they're going. And also just introduce them. I know everybody's name in my class. I introduce everybody when somebody's new. I'm like, here's so-and-so. It's quite stressful trying to remember everybody's names, but I make sure I do that so that everyone feels like they're in a bit of a group setting. That seems to have worked.
Molly's a very, very good coach. And she's very funny and very witty. And knows when to bring the music in and change it, and it's great, and everybody enjoys that. More so me, because I try and join and singing with the little song.
Well, we tried a lot of things, but the thing that we found useful was actually having that one-to-one contact. When we started the job role with my colleague going out into community and making the contacts with various groups, and then me sitting in the venues and meeting the people. And so I would phone them, I would speak to them on the phone, I'd maybe get rid of all their fears. They had a name, they had someone, I would stand at reception desk, I would wait for them, so they knew they were coming into a venue and actually somebody was going to be there for them. That was how we overcame the barrier in the first place.
Create that atmosphere that's needed to be fun and fully inclusive. You have to firstly make sure that all the games are accessible to everyone, so they have to be able to compete whether they're in a wheelchair, they're unsteady on their feet, but it still has to be something that's going to challenge them, something that they don't feel like it's been really, really silly. I know some of the games are a lot of fun and they do enjoy it, but it also has to challenge them as well, and I hope everybody goes away feeling as though they have been challenged. So I would say that, and the mix of everybody's friendly, everybody chats, and that mix I think is needed. Everybody gets so much fun out of it. The volunteers, the staff always come back at the end and say, do you know, that was such fun. that was such a laugh, and everybody loves the photos at the end, you know, people dancing, and McBear is an inspiration, and how she stayed in that costume all day I'll never know, but the staff and the residents just love that quirkiness of cuddling and dancing with a bear.